Today, we are exploring the psychology of introverts and extroverts.
This is not an opposition between shyness and sociability.
It's fundamentally a question of psychic energy management.
Everyone falls somewhere on a continuum, with very few people being pure archetypes.
The key distinction lies in how they react to external stimulation.
The extrovert recharges and thrives through interaction and noise.
He actively seeks stimulation to reach his optimal energy level.
The introvert is already stimulated by their own inner world.
He is quickly drained by excessive activity, noise, or socializing.
For the introvert, rest is a way to unplug from this sensory overload.
Psychologically, this is explained by brain chemistry.
The extrovert is highly sensitive to the dopamine-based reward system.
He is motivated by the anticipation of an external or social reward.
It is an approach, seeking, and quick action system.
The introvert is often more sensitive to acetylcholine, promoting concentration. Its reward is internal, linked to problem solving and deep learning. Let's move to information processing mode.
The introvert uses deep internal processing.
He thinks intensely before speaking or acting. He needs time to connect new information to his existing knowledge.
Her friendships are few, but characterized by emotional and intellectual depth. He excels in tasks requiring sustained, uninterrupted concentration.
The extrovert, conversely, uses external processing. He often thinks out loud to clarify his ideas.
Speech and action are for him tools of mental organization.
His social network is large and diverse, prioritizing the quantity of interactions.
Prolonged inactivity or isolation is a source of stress for him.
In social situations, the roles are clear.
The extrovert is the driving force of the conversation, absorbing the group's energy. He seeks excitement and novelty in interactions. The introvert is the observer, preferring a meaningful one-on-one conversation. When his social battery is depleted, he needs immediate isolation to recover. It is never a lack of social capacity, but a biological necessity. At work, these differences structure performance.
The extrovert effectively manages interruptions and fast-paced team dynamics. He is excellent at mobilizing resources and leading in an emergency. The introvert thrives in a quiet and structured environment. He excels in planning, detailed analysis, and long-term vision. The introvert's stress stems from sensory overload and constant social expectations.
The extrovert's stress comes from stagnation, lack of variety, and lack of connection.
It is crucial to mention the ambiverts.
They represent the majority and are situated in the middle of the spectrum. They can draw energy from both worlds, depending on the context and the need.
Ambiverts are often effective communicators, capable of balancing listening and expression.
Modern psychology teaches us that these traits are innate and not acquired. Understanding these fundamentals enables better collaboration and mutual empathy. Society often tends to value noise and visible extraversion. But the silent contribution of introversion is just as vital for innovation.
We must respect the need for silence and reflection in one person, and the need for action and quick sharing on the part of the other.
True well-being consists in honoring one's unique psychological type.
This is how we optimize our strengths, and that we find our place in the world.